One of the things that people love to hear about and see is change over time in their landscape. And it's something they don't think about often when they are putting it in or designing it or even taking care of it. We have a great opportunity today to be able to look at Marlene Wagner's landscape change over time from 10 years. So Marlene, talk about what has happened in the past 10 years in this beautiful space.
When we were redoing the sprinkler system at the time, and we decided that, or I decided that I wanted more space to raise vegetables. And so putting in raised beds was something that I had thought about doing, and it worked out that this is the part of the yard that the sun hits, and so we put in the 3 raised beds. Have loved them, but it limited also the amount of vegetables I could grow because the plants take a lot of space. And so my raised beds, I still use them and I love them. And I rotate my crops through them, but I've also planted things outside of my raised beds. And so I have tomato plants and okra and other vegetables that I plant outside, as well as a little herb garden that's outside of the raised beds.
You also started with the idea of very deliberate placement of perennials and a handful of shrubs, and maybe they all had their own space. In the ensuing decade, have you changed your attitude about that, or have the plants changed your attitude for you about how they're going to live in your landscape?
When we first started, or when we redid all the beds or put the beds in, we had plants that were out by the street that we transplanted a bunch, like these rose bushes are from what were out on the street. And then we added some shrubs, grasses, and then I wanted perennials to place in amongst them. And actually, in a lot of ways, the beds have decided where the flowers have decided where they want to be in the beds in some cases. I've let coneflower grow where it used to not be. If there was space and I didn't have anything growing there, I let it grow. I wanted this to be a cottage garden.
What are you focusing on a little differently now that you actually have grandchildren at a great distance and more time on your hands because A, you're retired, and B, we're all in our garden? Are there things that you're really doing differently now?
This year, since we've been in home a lot, I've had more time to work in the garden, and I've come out into the yard and gotten lost, and I transplant things that needed to be transplanted. Most of the things on autopilot, we've got sprays in the beds so I can put them on a timer while I'm gone and can be assured that they're going to get some water if it's hot. Otherwise, I have to let it kind of do its thing. If something is stressed when I come back, I just try to revive it back to life.
Thanks, Marlene, for sharing your space and your expertise. And we will look forward to seeing how this space changes yet again in the next 10 years.